NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
Like, my life was so hard. Everybody's f***ing life is hard.
Yeah,
you were the prince of a goddamn
true.
country who dressed up as a f***ing Nazi, and now you're trying to come back as the Pope? Suck it.
Now for the tricky part. Place in microwave. What is microwave? I don't think we have any of that.
Are you fucking dumb?
It's a microwave, silly.
Don't talk to me like that, you bitch! I'm a fucking duchess! Shake that off!
Oh!
If you had lunch with Meghan Markle, you'd be stunned at how dumb she was. Not because she's black, because I wouldn't think she was black if I looked at her, because she's an actress who was on the show Suits.
Meghan Markle just cemented a title nobody in history asked for. And yet, here we are. She likely didn't plan on becoming the most hated person of 2025, but somehow, that's exactly where she landed. From a forgettable actress barely anyone remembered to a duchess marrying into a centuries-old monarchy, Meghan somehow managed to turn nearly every single figure in entertainment, comedy and late-night television against her in record time. Unbelievable, right? Late-night hosts, comedians, satirists, they all found her irresistible as a target. And let's not sugarcoat it, she brought much of it on herself. From interviews to public appearances, she handed them ammunition on a silver platter. Today, we're walking through the entire lineup of celebrities who helped Meghan grab this infamous title, the one that seems almost tailor-made for her. And we're kicking things off with the comedian who finally spoke what everyone was thinking.
Gone on Oprah, I didn't know. I had no idea how racist they were. It's the royal family. You didn't Google these motherfuckers?
This
They're
woman...
so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby's gonna be. I'm like, that's not racist. Because even black people want to know. That's like marrying into the Budweiser family and going, they drink a lot. These motherfuckers invested in slavery like it was Shark Tank. How brown the baby gonna be? Shit.
But no one dared to say out loud. Chris Rock didn't just make fun of Meghan, he obliterated her entire victim narrative in minutes. This wasn't casual roasting. This was surgical. Meghan married into a royal family that has been entrenched in history for centuries, a dynasty with layers of tradition, drama, and yes, baggage. And yet she acted utterly shocked by it. Chris saw right through the facade. These royal folks have been problematic long before Meghan ever arrived. Acting surprised is like signing up with the cartel and then being mad when crimes happen. It's that basic. And then the brutal stuff came. Remember that scandal over someone asking what colour the baby would be? It blew up into this massive global racist controversy. Chris Rock didn't just call it out, he destroyed it. Basic curiosity was weaponized into manufactured victimhood. Chris called it exactly what it was: fake outrage. Once he exposed that, suddenly everyone realized they could actually say the things people were whispering behind closed doors. The floodgates opened. Next up, Joe Coy. He didn't just take the stage at the Golden Globes, he conquered it. One sentence and he summed up everything about them. A rich, dysfunctional family with zero entertainment value. Normally, award show hosts tread lightly. They're supposed to be polite, even when roasting. But Joe Coy tossed that rulebook straight out the window.
Just a great series about a rich, white, dysfunctional family, all scheming. Oh no, that's the Crown. That's the Crown. I'm sorry. Turns out Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. And that's just by Netflix. Her portrayal of the Queen was so good, Prince Harry called her for it and asked her for money.
And he'll say M and you'll say H and your friends say M and it just is a thing.
It's a thing.
And do you both love it?
Yes, and I like nicknames a lot.
What could it be? A mystery for the ages.
The Netflix deal? Instantly a punchline. Tens of millions of dollars for content nobody could explain or actually wanted to watch. And this was just the beginning. The American hosts weren't finished. Jimmy Kimmel went for the jugular, exposing the dumbest excuse ever. They had to run to America to escape racism. None of it made sense. And then Kimmel destroyed Harry's memoir on national television. 600 pages of a privileged man whining while cashing in on his own family. It was garbage, pure, unfiltered comedy gold. Meanwhile, Jimmy Fallon went after Meghan's absurd lifestyle content. That pretzel bag moment, legendary for all the wrong reasons. This is exactly what happens when people with extreme wealth completely lose touch with reality. Interviews stacked on top of interviews, each one more desperate than the last. Oprah wasn't enough. The Netflix series wasn't enough. Then came 60 Minutes. You could literally smell the desperation from a mile away. Stephen Colbert jumped in too. And then there were H&M. Yes, they actually call each other that. Trying to brand themselves, but it was painfully forced. Meghan and Harry were trying so hard to appear normal, but every effort screamed the exact opposite. Colin Jost even jumped in early, calling Meghan out before most others had the courage. America doesn't want them. Britain doesn't want them back. Now, they're stranded in no man's land, with zero options. Harry literally threw away his entire life for a woman barely known to the world before him. That marriage didn't elevate him. It erased whatever relevance he had left. And when SNL turns your life into a sitcom concept, congratulations.
Harry said racism was a big part of their decision to leave, which you know things are bad at Buckingham Palace if they came to America to get away from racism. Prince Harry, whose memoir just broke the Guinness record for fastest selling nonfiction book of all time, the story of Prince Harold and his frozen yogurt slinger, is so popular, they're now releasing a version for kids. I don't know if you know about this. It's a twist on The Princess and the Pea. It's called The Prince.
I've also announced a new trade deal with the UK that will reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
No! No! I refuse! I'm sick of it!
Elon built electric cars. He's going to Mars. Why isn't he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits. Announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
And I know some people are disappointed by the name Archie, but there's one person who's super excited, the Queen. Yeah, because you know for the last 9 months, she's been like, Queen summoned everyone to a private meeting. Everyone attended except Meghan Markle. And I'll be honest, I don't blame Meghan for not going, because nothing good happens when white people invite you to the countryside. We've all seen Get Out. We know how this shit ends.
Why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags?
You've officially become a national joke. Trevor Noah had a different perspective at first. He defended Meghan, roasting the royals instead, pointing out all their obvious flaws. He wasn't coming for her, at least not yet. But then Trevor's perspective shifted. He saw Harry at a movie premiere, working the room, hustling to get his wife a Disney voiceover deal. That's when the switch flipped. Back in the day, royal marriages were about serious business, land, political alliances, power moves that spanned continents. Now it's about getting Bob Iger to cast you in The Lion King. Trevor went from defender to critic instantly, realizing the hustle had shifted from dynastic power to empire-building begging disguised as entertainment deals. And Bill Maher, he went even deeper, breaking down the actual problem. You write a book about hating attention, then hit every press tour imaginable? Make it make sense. The Queen had something Harry and Meghan will never understand. Real dignity. Real dignity is knowing when to keep your mouth shut, not parading around in a Montecito mansion crying about how hard life is. The lack of self-awareness here is staggering, and Bill nailed it. Millions watching probably agreed. Nobody's bowing to drama just because someone expects them to. Finally.
They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
There's another bag.
And that confuses people. The 60 Minutes interview was a great chance to hear Harry and Meghan's story in case you missed their 2-hour sit-down with Oprah or their 6-part Netflix documentary.
Smell the desperation from a mile away. Stephen Colbert wanted in on the action, too.
Meghan Markle has finally revealed why she and Prince Harry call each other M and H.
Nikki Glaser came in with a fresh angle, doing a full psychological breakdown. Meghan, apparently, believed she had landed the one man on Earth who could make her more famous than Hollywood ever could. Goal achieved. And that's the reality. She set out to be bigger than the industry that first knew her, and somehow, whether you love her or hate her, she got exactly what she was aiming for: fame, influence, and a spotlight that refuses to dim. Take Harry out of the picture for a second, and suddenly Meghan Markle is just fighting for screen time on The Bachelor. That's the reality. This whole marriage was more of a business deal wrapped in a love story than anything else. It looked romantic on the surface, but behind closed doors, calculated moves, PR strategies, and media dominance were the true game plan. American hosts were quick to call it out. They didn't hold back, making it crystal clear what was really going on. But then, the British comedians entered the arena, and that's when things got vicious. Jimmy Carr kicked things off like a storm, pointing out the one contradiction nobody could argue with. Meghan's identity was built on feminism. Every speech, every campaign, every carefully curated Instagram post screamed independence, self-empowerment, and female strength. And yet, then a prince looks her way, and suddenly she drops her career faster than a hot potato. You can't make this up. And don't even start with Harry's past. No matter how much PR magic he tries to spin, the photos, the stories, the historical baggage, those things aren't going anywhere. The costume photo that made headlines, yeah, that's following him to the grave. British taxpayers were footing the bill for Meghan's lifestyle, while she publicly complained about how difficult life was for her. That combination? Explosive. People were furious, and the backlash was swift. Kelly Osbourne didn't hold back either. In about 10 seconds, she shattered the entire victim narrative. Reality check. Everyone goes through hard times. Crying about your struggles while living in a mansion doesn't make you relatable. It makes you unbearable. PR campaigns can try to erase history, but those photos, those moments, they're permanent. People don't forget that easily, no matter how many carefully staged interviews or feel-good documentaries you produce. Speaking of documentaries, Simon Broad actually tried giving them a fair shake. He sat through their entire Netflix series. Big mistake. That thing completely backfired. What started with valid points about media treatment and racism quickly devolved into endless self-promotion and H&M branding. People who didn't care before suddenly developed active disdain. Harry's overly dramatic storytelling made viewers actually feel sympathy for the worst royals, the ones you'd normally ignore entirely. Understanding royal protocol isn't rocket science. Your boyfriend's grandmother runs a country. Maybe learn some basics before you propose. Meghan's content was so catastrophically bad that people started sympathizing with security threats over her. British comedians made it personal. They brought pure anger to the table. These two trashed the monarchy, held onto their royal titles, and then ran away playing the victim card. That's the level of audacity that fuels comedy gold. Conan O'Brien found his own unique angle. He turned their wax figures into a punchline that landed perfectly. Even without them being physically present, Conan roasted them, and it stung. When your wax statues are funnier than your interviews, your public image is officially toast. Then, Conan went after Meghan's jam venture, and honestly, that business says everything you need to know. Overpriced, unnecessary products marketed as authentic, while pretending to be humble. That's the ultimate summary of her brand in one ugly little package. Then came John Oliver. Think about it. Someone as careful and measured as John Oliver throwing shade isn't a joke. It's an assessment. When the most neutral, analytical comedian in the business says you're simply incapable of growth, that's not humor anymore. That's confirmation of what everyone suspected. It's the seal of professional approval on the disaster that has been H&M's post-royal life. Professional comedians weren't even the end of it. The internet stepped in, turning Meghan into a meme machine that refuses to die. Spitting Image took savage content and made it legendary. Most of it disappeared after legal threats, but the things they tried to bury, we tracked them down. Spitting Image went straight for Meghan's nice person persona, the condescending humility branding she tried so hard to project. Every puppet, every joke, every sketch revealed the truth. This was all an act. Her Netflix cooking show, Yeah, that got puppet treatment too. Soul Food, in their parody, was literally a bag of chips with a flower stuck on top, repackaging basic, everyday things as premium lifestyle content. That's the Meghan Markle scam in one picture. Tutorials teaching people how to breathe flowers into meals or show love with basic gestures were turned into satirical gold. The ridiculousness was self-explanatory, and maybe that's what got the content banned. But the underlying truth, Meghan controlling Harry through puppet performances, revealed a dynamic the world rarely sees, and it hit harder than any direct criticism ever could. Apparently, someone in Meghan's circle didn't like it. The double standard was glaring. They wanted privacy close to celebrities, far from cameras, but not too far when a PR opportunity arose. Every single scene in Spitting Image highlighted Harry being controlled while Meghan expanded her empire, and exposing that through satire landed so perfectly that people couldn't ignore it. Genius, heartbreaking, and brutal all at once. Nothing has been confirmed, but let's be real. There's a strong chance Meghan pushed to have it taken down. They tried the same with South Park, but failed miserably. Spitting Image, unfortunately for them, was an easier target. And poof, it vanished. But here's the truth about erasing content. It only makes people want it more. South Park capitalized on the hypocrisy and built an entire episode around it. Harry's whining and desperate quest for a normal life became the premise for a satirical children's book about complaining. They nailed the setup, wanting privacy while exploiting every media opportunity, and exposed the contradictions in real time. House hunting for a quiet, peaceful town, while filming every moment for content. No self-awareness at all. Hypocrisy to the maximum. This is just a glimpse at some of my favourite moments when celebrities tore Meghan apart on live television. But let's be honest, there's more. From comedy roasts to internet memes, documentaries to satirical puppets, every attempt to control the narrative just amplified it. It's a wildfire of public scrutiny, and frankly, it's fascinating to watch. So, what do you think? Did Meghan deserve all this heat, or did some people cross the line? Which celebrity roast or media takedown hit hardest in your eyes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation about the craziest moments of Meghan Markle's public saga. And if you want more celebrity drama, in-depth breakdowns, and those wild behind-the-scenes takes, hit that subscribe button and stick around. There's plenty more where this came from.